Well, you probably heard I would like another debate, so I'm hoping the former vice president will agree to that. But we have a lot more to discuss.
Wait, what did she just say?
I would like another debate, so I'm hoping the former vice president will agree to that.
She actually just called Trump the former vice president. The spirit of Biden is now possessing Kamala. She doesn't even know who the former vice president was. But guess what? That's the least of Kamala's gas. Wait until you see how she just blew up her campaign with a desperate gimmick that's completely backfiring, even among Democrats. It's no wonder that her polls are imploding, all as Trump is absolutely surging. Gang, wait till you hear the latest coming out of Virginia. This is going to absolutely blow your mind. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor. At least I think I am. Maybe I'm the former vice president. I don't know. I'm here to help you stay sane in these insane times, so make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We're going to dive right in here, but first, it's obviously no secret that our kids and our grandkids are under attack, and the desensitization of our children and grandchildren is a very apparent and indeed sinister tactic of the elites and globalists. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The more easily we are controlled, the easier our minds and actions are manipulated, and the best way to begin controlling anyone is indoctrination at a very young age. Indoctrination into the woke ideologies that are tearing our nation and our world apart. Disney, the education department, public schools, TikTok, even freaking cartoons. Nowhere is safe for our kids today from the traumatic experiences that are a full frontal spiritual attack on their innocence, joy, minds, and souls. So that's why I partnered with Remnant House Home Goods. Their mission is to make our children's lives holy and peaceful again. We need to do everything we can to protect our children and grandchildren and cover them in the Word of God, the peace of safety, and the loving knowledge of grace. Remnant House has a great collection of children's items, from bed sheets with scriptures printed on them to teethers for babies. Again, this is a company looking to make children's lives and bedtimes great again. So again, click that link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen and use promo code Turley. And at checkout, you're going to be given a $10 coupon for the next time you buy. Buy these things for your kids, gang, your grandkids, your neighbors' kids, heck, for strangers' kids. Everyone needs them. There is an attack on our children today like never before, and we need to cover them literally in spiritual protection. Use promo code Turley at checkout and receive $10 off your next purchase. Click on that link below or scan that QR code and protect the children in your life today. Mark Mitchell of the Rasmussen Reports, they have a daily tracking poll I'm sure many of you are familiar with. He had a very interesting tweet that just came out. He said that he talked to someone very smart. In other words, somebody who's on the inside, somebody who is in the know. And they said it was time to start looking for ways the Harris campaign is telegraphing their impending loss. Well, gang, I think we just saw it.
Now to abortion, you've said you want to work with Congress to pass a federal bill to codify abortion rights. How do you plan to get enough support in Congress to restore abortion rights when you'd likely need to pass a Senate filibuster? You'd have potential legal hurdles.
Because we need the votes in Congress to do exactly what you are saying, and that's true. And it is well within our reach. That being said, I've been very clear. I think we should eliminate the filibuster for Roe. I've been very clear. I think we should eliminate the filibuster for Roe. I've been very clear. I think we should eliminate the filibuster for Roe.
Yes, you were very clear. Kamala's campaign has now jumped the shark. She's announced that she will support and work to eliminate the Senate filibuster so she can shove abortion down every single state's throats. Now, this desperate announcement drew an immediate condemnation from West Virginia former Democrat Senator Joe Manchin. Now, Manchin, who's deeply committed to the filibuster, confirmed yesterday that he would no longer be backing Kamala's candidacy because of this announcement. And Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema lambasted the gimmick as well, calling it, quote, absolutely terrible. Now, make no mistake, this promise to destroy the filibuster, which, by the way, she has no power to do. I mean, that's the bizarre thing in all of this. As president, Kamala would have nothing to do with the Senate filibuster. But regardless, this promise to eliminate the filibuster in the Senate in order to codify Roe v. Wade just smacks of total and complete desperation. I mean, think about it. Who's she appealing to with this? She's not appealing to independents. This isn't a no tax on tips ploy. No independents want this. Manchin and Sinema prove it. Instead, it sounds like she's actually giving up on independents, especially given that every single poll out there shows that she's losing them by double digits. She's giving up on independents, and she's doubling down on her base, her rabid left-wing base, and she's doing whatever she possibly can to try to fire up that base, which is not a good sign. I mean, if we're heading into the home stretch, if we're about to enter into October and you need to fire up your base, that's not a good sign. So I think we did find at least one way in which the Harris campaign is telegraphing their impending loss. Speaking of, the latest Quinnipiac poll has just come out. Now, if you don't know, Quinnipiac is as far left-leaning as you can possibly get among pollsters. Quinnipiac always overestimates Democrat support, always. That said, take a look at their latest national poll. Trump is beating Harris, 48-47. It's the last week of September, 40 days to go, and Trump is beating Harris in a poll that had Biden up by 11 this time in 2020. I mean, make no mistake, this is earth-shattering for Kamala. And the news just keeps getting worse. Look at this. Here's Gallup's latest. This just dropped yesterday. Gallup doesn't poll races anymore, presidential races, but they do track party identification. And what they found over the years is that party identification is a very accurate predictor for the national popular vote. So back in 2008, the Democrats had a +8 party identification advantage nationally. Obama went on to win the popular vote by 7.2. In 2012, there was a +4 Democrat Party identification. Obama went on to win the popular vote by +3.9, literally within a tenth of a point of that party identification. So you're seeing the pattern here, right? In 2016, the Democrats had a +3 party identification advantage. Clinton won the popular vote by 2.1. In 2020, the Democrats had a +5 party identification advantage. Biden went on to win the popular vote by 4.5. Gallup's party identification tracker for 2024, Republican +3. Republican +3. As Rich Barris puts it, Gallup's gauges with predictive value all favor the Republican candidate in 2024. He's been saying that for months. This is absolutely huge. And if Virginia's early voting is any indicator, we're already seeing it unfold in real time. Now, we've been tracking very closely over the last week the early voting trends coming out of Virginia. Voting started in Virginia last week. And the trends are absolutely astonishing. Turnout in the deep red districts and counties in Virginia are absolutely through the roof. Look at this. Buchanan is seeing a 200% turnout from 2020. Craig is seeing a 230% turnout from 2020. Scott is seeing a 192% turnout. Smith County is seeing a near 500% turnout from 2020. These are all counties that voted Trump 60 to 70%. And if you've been following this channel for some time now, and if not, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. But we now have data that's going to absolutely make your day. 20% of these voters that are coming out now are first-time voters. 20% have not voted in the last 4 elections. Now, why is that so key to understanding what's really happening here in Virginia? Those of you who have been with the channel now for some time, you'll know this. You'll know this. If you follow Rich Barris as a People's Pundit, you'll know this. Why is that number so significant for understanding what's really happening in this election? It's because these are what are called low propensity to no propensity voters. Voters who voted either very rarely or not at all. And according to Pew, 80% of low to no propensity voters are non-college grad voters who overwhelmingly, sometimes upwards of 80%, support Trump. Low propensity to no propensity voters overwhelmingly support Trump in every poll, in every survey. Remember, Rich Barris has been saying this. He's been saying this actually for months now. This is the first election when a higher turnout favors the Republican. This is exactly what happened to Brexit, with Brexit, I should say, back in 2016. All the elites thought that a bigger turnout among the UK population was going to benefit the Remainers, those who wanted to stay in the EU, because they thought it reflected larger cosmopolitan support. And that massive turnout did happen. More Brits voted for that referendum than had voted for any election or any party in the UK's history. But what happened? The Brexit referendum passed. And it passed because low propensity to no propensity voters, particularly in rural areas, all throughout the UK, came out and voted en masse to leave. Voters that were never polled, voters that were never asked what they thought, voters that were never counted in any of the surveys. They came out and en masse and voted in favor of this populist national sovereignty referendum. And it looks like we're seeing something very similar happening right now in Virginia. And I can assure you, if it's happening in Virginia, it's going to be happening in North Carolina, which always votes to the right of Virginia, period. If it's happening in Virginia, you can be sure it's happening in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, all 3 of which vote to the right of Virginia. Now, again, as always in every video, a word of caution. Things can change. We're early in this process. We'll keep our eyes fixed every day on the latest developments. So again, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You are not going to want to miss a single video. But right now, as things look, it's amazing for the Trump team. It is. Everything is breaking Trump's way. All as Kamala signals more and more desperation.